All right, we're live, guys. Welcome, everybody. This is our guys-only Google Hangout Live. We have myself, Brian Burnsed. We have Matt Iamaio, Michael Paulk, and Chase Chavis. Um, Thank you for coming. Say hello, guys.
What's up, everybody?
All right.
Good to be here.
Yeah. We're going to start off with a brief introduction of each of us. We're going to have Chase start, and then after that, we'll go into some different tips and tricks and stuff that we have found successful since we've been in the business. So without further ado, Chase, if you want to go ahead and have the floor and let everybody know who you are, where you're from, how long you've been in.
Going on, guys. I started with Brianna. She joined this business in January last year. Took me a little while to see the vision. It took 3 paychecks for me to come on board. She started making a little bit of money, and I think I would assume that's why everybody joins. But I joined in March. I went to a guys training with Matt and Brian, and we just hung out for a little while. I got to see the business from a guy's perspective, see how they run theirs, how they work together as a couple. They're both power couples. It was a good experience for me, and then we just kind of hit the ground running. We go to our uplines events, we go to guys trainings, kind of go everywhere. We hit the loyal customer bonus in June, and then still staying plugged in. We go to our green carpets and our corporate events, and then shortly after that, just last month, we hit Diamond and Emerald. So and next month we're scheduled to hit Double Diamond, so we're going to keep on going.
Nice.
Awesome.
That would be what, a $50,000 bonus altogether?
Yes. I forgot about that. The $20,000 good bonus. Too good bonus.
Yeah, double too good bonus. You can't forget about that. Those are huge.
Chase, can I ask?
Awesome.
Can I ask you what your why is, and of course Brianna's why you want to do this business?
Yeah, Brianna's why. A lot of people are for their families and stuff. We don't have any kids right now. Her why kind of got serious when we got our first team member, and she started promoting and getting the vision to where she was like, I can quit my job, and that's when Bree's goal kind of changed. She's like, I could help people change their lives. And then my why is kind of more of a secure financial future. Right now I'm a firefighter. As we promote to the ranks, I'm getting closer to actually walking away from that. People are like, you're crazy. Why would you walk away from a pension, etc.? But it's the vision of what can be. And after hitting these bonuses and the loyal customer and Too Good, we kind of see that it is possible. And we've been in a year. So we weren't handpicked to be here. It's something that we earned, and we're happy to keep going.
That's amazing. To be in it works, at the young age that the couple that you are is just amazing. To see the vision at that age. So you're a little bit ahead of the curve, so that's great, Chase. Glad you're on board with us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
All right. Let's move
All right.
to Double
Next up,
Diamond.
we have
Michael Paulk.
Double. Yep. You there, Michael?
Hey, guys. Yes, sir. Thanks so much. Glad to have everybody on, anybody that's on the call, all the men out there. So in Raleigh, North Carolina, and our enrollers are Presidential Diamonds Matt and Alicia Iamaio. So that's right. Love you guys. So all right, this is maybe a little different story. I have heard a lot of men out here that work the business with their wives, and a lot of them came on board after they felt like their wife was doing well, or they saw the money come in. Our story is a little different. Angie and I are a team, so that sounds kind of maybe cliche, and I'm not trying to sound silly, but when we decided to do this, Matt and Alicia had asked us about the opportunity many times in the past, and over 2 years, as a matter of fact, they asked us, did we want to get in? And I was busy building the gym, and Angie was working full-time as a teacher, and we were throwing out the excuse we were too busy, and then we realized that busy people are successful people. But we did make the decision. So we literally were sitting in the bed one night and chatting, and we looked at each other, and we said, you know what, let's do this. And so the fact is, I was in from the beginning. I was not a supportive spouse. I simply support my wife, and 100% in everything we do, and she supports me 100%. So we came on board as a team. Now, the truth is, because we were so busy and trying to feel our way out, we didn't do a whole lot with this opportunity for a good probably almost 5 months. So we got in December 2013. It wasn't until April 24th that we had a one team, one mission event hosted by Melody McFarland here in Raleigh, and so we went to that. And Angie and I were the only two. I think we had, I don't know, 6 or 7 distributors on our team, but we were the only two that went to it. And we walked out of that event all in. I don't know if they had something in the air. I don't know if it was something in the Kool-Aid we drank. But I'm telling you, we walked out of there and said, if they can do it, we can do it. And my wife and I actually love each other's company, and we want nothing more than to be together all the time instead of having to work separately and be apart. So for us, that was, that truly is our why, by the way. So I'll just throw that out there. Our why is because we want to spend more time together. We think life is too long, not too short. Life is too long to spend all this time apart, and we want to be with people like Matt and Alicia. We want to be with our friends Brian and Corinne and Chase, and we want to be with all these folks and hang out and just enjoy life and not sit at a 9 to 5 all day. And that, if you want to do a job, that's fine, but our why is financial freedom and to be with each other. So when we went to that event, guys, we went April 24th. So I think this is pretty shocking. April 24th, we were distributors, I believe. The 1st of May, we promoted to. By May 15th, we promoted to Ruby, and then by May 31st, we promoted to Diamond. So now, having said that, we did a lot of work in the months previous, so it wasn't like it all just happened in that 30 days. We were planting seeds, we were talking to people, but we just had believability after that one team, one mission, and it shouldn't have taken that to give us believability, but it just worked for us that way. And we took off, and then so from promoting to Diamond, and we got the good bonus back then, the $10,000 bonus. And then December, this past December, just a few months ago, we did promote to Double Diamond, and so of course, obviously that's a life-changing, I think, rank to attain. And then and here we are. And so this month, and by the way, I'm a distributor as well in our organization, and we're looking at potentially $50,000 in bonuses on the Double Good this month as well. Which, I mean, come on, if that's not life changing, I don't know what is. So yeah, it's really exciting. And the only thing I would say, if you're a man listening to this call right now, and you should be a man because it's a guys only hangout. If you're listening to this call, you just got to get in. It's a business. It's a great, and I'm sure Brian and Matt are going to talk more about this, but it is truly probably it's the best opportunity I've ever come across. And folks, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm the oldest guy on this call. I'm 51 years young, and the bottom line is it's never too late, and it's definitely never too early. Man, I look at these guys like Chase here, these young guys out here. Good Lord, man, you got the world by the tail. There's so much opportunity and so many people you can help. So many lives you can touch.
If you don't mind me interrupting for a second, Chase, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? If you don't mind me
22. Just turned 22.
Wow. Incredible.
Man.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
And good for Michael.
I got good hair. I got good hair, man.
You do have good hair.
It's good hair, man.
I guess too, because hair, skin, and nails, man.
Yeah. All right.
There's not too many guys over 50 that'll go topless, shirtless, with a tutu on and stockings in the gym.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got it, baby. Bring it.
Bring it. He brung it. That's for sure. Green tutu.
Bring it shirt. That's cool. With the pack.
All right, man. Get the bring it shirt in. Bring it. That's right.
All right.
All right. I guess I'm next.
All right, Brian Burnsed at Double Diamond. Let's hear it.
Woo. We've been in for about 3 years now. It seems like it's gone by really fast. I guess some of that is to do when we first started this. Corinne had met Alicia through a photography class, and I was traveling, working gun shows. I was gone every weekend from Thursday till Monday. Corinne was working a part-time job at a Down Syndrome Association here locally, and she was making maybe about $1,000 a month. And when she first started, it was basically a situation where she just wanted to make enough to cover her product that she wanted to use. She liked the wraps. She liked what she saw with the wraps. I never saw her results from her first wrap. I was gone when she did it. But I support her in whatever she wants to do, but I wasn't supportive of the business opportunity yet. I grew up with my mom doing some MLMs and kind of had the wrong impression of them, and especially of this company in particular. Fast forward about 9 months, my wife really didn't do much. We got caught up with life, and she stayed ordering products every month. And it kind of got to the point where stuff started getting a little tight. And I started looking at her like, all right, well, let me see. I'm a very green person, analytical. I said, where's all this money going to? Like, what is this? What are we spending money on every month? And that's when I started to really look at everything. I started researching the company, researching the compensation plan, and what we had in front of us. And once I did all my research, I started paying more attention. And then one day I just said, you know what, let me try these greens. I was really unhealthy. I'd come off a couple back surgeries. And I started taking the greens every day. And after about a month and a half of that, I noticed that I started losing weight. I wasn't drinking soda anymore. I wasn't drinking my energy drinks. So it was a combination of that, and then my wife lost her regular 9-to-5 job, and she went to a conference, her first one, and she came back a changed woman. I was like, okay, can you go one more time? I like this. But she came back from conference, and she went all out. She's like, you know what? I'm going to replace my income from my job that I got let go of. And she did it. Within about a month and a half, she replaced that $1,000 a month income by doing this, and she went all in. At this time, I was still traveling, working gun shows, so I really didn't have much time to help out with the business. But I supported her in doing it. And eventually I jumped on board, and once I did, she went double diamond. We had taken a trip up north of the East Coast to visit our teams that we had been building with Matt and Alicia, and she went double while we were up there.
Yep.
And it was amazing. And then shortly after that, I went double. I went to my first conference, and we got to the point where I didn't have to work anymore outside of the house. I didn't need to go travel and work the gun shows and be gone and away. And that kind of ties into our why. We've got 2 little boys. We've got a son with special needs. He has Down syndrome, so there's a lot of things that I missed out on for those couple of years, the first couple of years of their life. And now that we both do this full time, I'm able to be home every day. Oh, sorry, buddy. He's trying to walk in. But you know what? I enjoy distractions like that. I enjoy being.
Bring him on. Have him say hi real quick. Nate the Great. Nate the Great.
Come here. Yes, he did. This is my why right here. I'm able to say hi. Say hello. Good job. Say bring it. That's right. Bring it. But he's definitely my why. I'm able to wake up with him in the morning, get him on the bus. I'm able to be here when he gets off the bus, and there's nothing better than that. The money is great, but money. I saw John Eric talked about this the other day. Money circulates. Money isn't ever spent. It just circulates. It transfers from one person to another. Time, on the other hand, is spent. Once time is over, that minute is up, that hour is up, you don't get it back. And by doing this and jumping and going all in and helping build the business, helping with the back office stuff, helping blitz and bring people in, it's enabled us to both be at home, make a decent amount of money doing it, and now we're starting to think of the next step. That life-changing legacy. Being able to build this up to where he's taken care of. I don't have retirement for 2 to think about. I got retirement for 3. I got to make sure this little kid has got what he needs when me and my wife aren't here anymore. So that's my big why. And this is for everybody. Like Michael said, it's never too early. It's never too late. This isn't what I thought I would be doing, as a career, as my job, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's the most rewarding job. We get to help people out and change their lives' health, their health and their financial outlook. So There's nothing better.
That's awesome.
All right. Say bye.
Good night, Nate.
Say night-night.
Good night.
All right, go see your mama. But, that's it. And being able to be here with them and have the financial freedom to do so is the greatest gift that I've ever been given.
Nice. Well, that's powerful, Brian.
Yep.
And what's profound is the four of us here, a few years back, never thought that we would be into a business quite like this.
Never.
Chase, myself, Brian, I know we're blue-collar guys for the most part. And, Michael could be good at anything. He was successful in Amway back in the days where there was no internet.
That's talent right there, brother. That's skill.
There wasn't even cell phones.
No.
That's right.
Yeah, cell phones. I think God was a corporal. I don't know. It was a long. Right. Dirt was just invented. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I think, guys, is really interesting to talk about is, Matt is family, and I've known Matt since Angie and I got married, and but what's really great about a business like this is even though, a lot of us are spread out, we are creating, and once again, sounds kind of angelic, but the friendships that we create, there are people that I've met that I never would have met. Angie and I talk about how, it's not that we don't like people. We didn't host a lot of parties or get-togethers at our house in the past. We wanted to do, more social type events, and I'm not just talking at works events, but we didn't really do that because we kept making excuses about we didn't have time. We were so busy. We'd get home from work and our jobs just wore us down, and we just wanted to sit down and do the old veg thing, and now it's differently. And the bottom line is, we do own a gym, which I basically own a job. However, we do have the freedom of time now. If I don't want to go to the gym, I don't go to the gym. I have people that can cover it, and so we do have a lot more freedom of time. But ultimately, the gym will go away as well. So Angie and I can just be, 100% free. But the friendships and going to these events and going to conference and being able to see Brian and Corinne again, and Brian and Corinne came up to North Carolina when they were traveling around going to teams, and they came and did and sat down and chatted at one of our events here at Rap Extravaganza at the gym and chatted with our team and folks, and it was just great. You know what I mean? It's hard to get across what it means to have these awesome friends, and it makes you just want to get together more often.
It works tagged the line correctly. Friendships, fun, and freedom. And that's what you get with this. You're able to be around like-minded people who want more out of life, who don't just want that 9-to-5, trade my time for a wage and my roof over my head. They want more out of life. Whenever you go to an event, it's not necessarily just the event that corporate puts on. I get more out of the time that we spend outside of that. When we're at the beach with 50 or 60 on our team, and we're all hanging out, having a good time, enjoying life. That's what it's about. I couldn't agree anymore.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, next up we have the El Presidente.
Presidente.
Matt Iamaio.
All right.
El Presidente.
El Presidente. Here we go.
Let's hear it, Matt. Let's hear it.
Okay. Alicia and I, actually, our 10th wedding anniversary is Friday. 10 years, yeah. She needs her head examined, I know. But but we met in 2002, dated for a few years. We got married in 2005. And let's see, she was in the mortgage industry, and I had a drywall contracting business. So between both of our incomes back in 2004, 2005, we were making decent money. Over $100,000. So we actually knew what, decent money was. And then the economy crashed, the housing market crashed, and it trickled down to my business. And their company, Alicia's company, went out of business. They closed their doors, and I had to get rid of all my employees, my trucks, and I didn't have enough work for myself. So Alicia actually took a bartending job. As reluctant as she was, we needed to put food on the table for our boys. Um, so at that bar, one night, a 70-year-old man came in as a patron, and she asked him what he did, just, striking up a conversation. And he said, I do wraps. And she thought, oh, okay, well, what do you push around the sandwich cart with avocado turkey wraps and sell them? And he went ahead and handed her a Blitz card. And skeptical as she was, said, okay, what's $25 if the wrap doesn't work? I have, a little bit of an area, where there was some stretched skin from post-baby belly. So at that point in time, I was currently in another network marketing company, and I had just come off their national conference, and I saw thousands of people all around me, that were making money. So I knew for a fact that the business model worked. It wasn't necessarily working for me. I wasn't, making the money. I made, I think, $10,000 in an entire year, working my tail off 12, 14, 16-hour days. So when they came over, these people with a rep, they put the rep on Alicia. She got results. It was a sizzle product. So we were sitting at the table with these people, and I was really standoffish because I wanted to reverse them on my network marketing company. And Alicia's like, yeah, you know what? This doesn't have a sales pitch to it. This is kind of like, you see the results. Most people want to see that instant gratification, so there's no sales pitch. So I stormed off. I remember I left the house. I don't know where I went. I think I went to a bar and sulked over a beer. And then I came back and I said, you know what? This is the right move. You need to do this. And at first she was like, no way. I'm not a salesperson. I don't have any sales background or anything like that. So, but you could see the wrap sold itself. She did a few parties right off the bat, and they got immediate results. And we just kept, she would do 2, 3, 4 wrap parties a day consistently. And we slowly started to, put distributors here, customers here, and we didn't hit the ground running. It took us 5 months to reach executive rank, and then we went to conference, and then that changed our whole business. We went to Diamond, Double Diamond, and last May we went Presidential Diamond. So our kids are in private school right now. We own our own time. I never thought I'd be in this type of a business, but I wouldn't change it. It's great, being able to be with your boys. That's my why. My why is my family, my kids, my wife. I get to coach my boys' baseball team. I get to sponsor the team with It Works Energy. It's great. It's all good, right? Bring it.
Yeah, all good.
You were able to save your home too, man.
That's right. We had a beach home that was in foreclosure on the auction block. Our home was actually in foreclosure. We didn't know where we were going to end up, and we pulled out of it with the It Works income, and it was definitely a gift from God.
Awesome.
Hey, Brian. I'd like to ask a question, man.
Hold on
Yep.
one second. All right, go ahead.
I feel like sometimes there could be, especially with any multi-level marketing, people think that you join, you start making $10,000 immediately. If you don't mind, could I ask how much your guys' first paycheck was?
I want
Again,
or Brian.
Both.
Oh, okay.
my other son has joined us. He's got his.
Yeah.
It's definitely a family business with us.
Did you get the shirt for your dog? We got one of those.
No, I didn't go that far.
We went that far.
But he's a little blitz master. Whenever we're out to dinner or something like that, if me and Corinne are talking before we leave, he's the first one to remind us that we need to give the waitress a blitz card, or hey, I'm going to go give that lady over there a blitz card.
That's awesome, man.
No, the first 9 months that we were in the business, we didn't make any money really. If it was even enough to cover half of our product at first, but we also didn't build the business at all. We didn't put in any effort to actually do anything. We just kind of coasted on by. And Matt and Alicia could have given up on us, on Corinne, but they knew that it's in our time, and our time came around, and we stuck with it. There was a little bit of tension at first with me and Corinne as far as the spending of the money goes, but once I looked at it from a business standpoint, it wasn't that bad. And then once she hit the ground running, she replaced her income from her part-time job within about a month. And Matt's holding his up. Their first paycheck was...
Was it backwards?
No, 172.
How much? I didn't see. 172?
Yep. 172 was their first paycheck.
Our first paycheck was right in the 70s, man. I mean, I just wanted to prove that, like, you stick with it and keep working hard. That number grows, and it grows substantially.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at, there's people that, it took them 8 years to get to Presidential. But Presidential is $200,000 a year on average, basically.
Right.
I mean, where else can you go? The industry that we're in and the company that we represent, there is no better opportunity out there for an even playing field. Whether you have a doctorate degree and you're an emergency room doctor, or you're a lawyer, or you own your own business, your own boxing gym, it doesn't matter. There's a buddy of ours that's in this business that is a high school dropout, and he's a Presidential Diamond. Where else can a high school dropout within 2 or 3 years start making $200,000? There's only a couple of choices, and they're not legal.
And Chase, just to put a tag on to what Brian said, we have a buddy in this company, a sideline, that doesn't have a high school diploma. His first paycheck was $0 because It Works doesn't cut you a check unless it's at least $25.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but now they're Presidential Diamond making an average of $193,000 a year.
Right.
And they're continuing to build to till they get to that ambassador rank and beyond. So it's all in. If you don't give up and you just keep going, some people can come in and they can build to diamond or double diamond within 6 months. But what people don't realize is they had a bigger network coming in, maybe, or maybe they, it's hard to admit it sometimes, but maybe they just worked harder than you. Joel and Stephanie Dunn, 5-6 years ago, they were collecting food stamps, and here they are, coming up on Black Diamond rank. They're the #2 income earners in the company, made well over $1 million last year. That's over $100,000 a month coming in.
You can't make a living on that, but it's a good start.
Michael, how much did you make that first month?
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't get the. We actually, couldn't get it like Matt said. They won't cut you a check until it's $25. But Angie showed it was $9.50, and I was like, we can't even get that, can we? So we had to wait till it was over 25. But yeah, our first commission was, I think the first month was $9.50, and I'm like, and I'm a business guy going, we're in the hole, we're in the hole. And not really, but that's a good point. Real quick, I think we need to bring up is. A lot of folks get into this kind of business, and they sorry, I was doing this if y'all couldn't see that down there. A lot of folks get into this business, and they don't realize that it is a business, and some grow faster and some grow slower. Sometimes that's luck. They come across the right people that take off running, but at the end of the day, it takes time. The average business out there takes 5 years just to get profitable. The average business takes 5 years just to get profitable, and we don't mind using our story. We opened up a gym, 5,000 square foot boxing, kickboxing gym, spent about $200,000 to open the gym, and our overhead each month is over $13,500 a month, and we haven't made a penny yet. If you see my tax returns, we're way in the hole. Haven't made a dime yet, and yet I don't wake up every day going, you know what, let's just throw in the towel and quit. We don't do that. Now, people say, well, it's because you got a lot of money invested. No, it's not about that. It's a business. It takes time to cultivate. And I will tell everybody this that's listening, we started this little old It Works business with $99. Cracks me up when people think that's a lot of money. I know it can be a lot of money to people. I get that. But I'm saying for the opportunity that you're going to get for $99, we spent that, and ladies and gentlemen, My wife was a teacher and a principal at a private school, making better money than what they make in the private sector, and basically replaced her income after 1 year in this business with her and I working this thing, going out, not being ashamed of it, not afraid to tell everybody, not afraid to wear lanyards into the store where the convenience store clerk. One day I forgot I even had the lanyard on, which is a good reason why we wear it, right, Brian? I forgot I had it on, and I'm in a hurry. We're going to a one-team, one mission down in Fayetteville, and the girl behind the counter goes, "Is that wrap thing, whatever?" And I like looked up and went, "What?" I mean, I didn't know what she was talking about. And I said, "Oh yeah, the wrap. That's right, we do that." And long story short is, blitz card, talked to her for a minute or two, and then we took off. But you know, you gotta just kind of be all in. So the investment is small, the opportunity is great. You don't get in, as Chase was saying a second ago, you know, you don't get in and make $10,000 next month. However, there are people that have done that. So I think Rusty Lackey did that, Matt, if I'm correct. He got in, got on the phone, and he was all bragging about his story. He goes in the first month to his wife. He's like, "Look, I made $10,000. She's like, "You know, whatever," because he was making a lot of money back then, and he gave all that up for this opportunity. So if you can't tell I'm convicted, it's a great deal for $99 for someone to get in. And men, if your wife, girlfriend is doing this business, I cannot implore you enough to really sit down and recognize what she has her hands on, and you need to grab a hold of it, because it's the greatest thing I've ever done.
Mike, real quick, can you repeat one more time your monthly overhead for the gym?
Well, it was $14,000, but listen, we got it down to $13,500. Woo!
And that's what's awesome. Like,
And how many hours are you working a week?
Easily 12 to 14-hour days. I've got to be there at 6:15 tomorrow morning to teach a class. Actually, I don't normally do that, but I am doing that tomorrow morning. But I'm there from 8 till 6 or 7 o'clock every single day.
I remember Rusty Lackey when we did the event at your gym. He said, "Oh, Mike, yeah, this is a nice place. You got to get rid of this place."
That's what he said.
The first thing he said.
Yeah, first thing he said. He didn't say, "Man, congratulations, great gym, what an awesome business." He said, "Man, you got to get rid of this thing." I said, "Yeah, we do, and we will, and we will."
He gets it, you know. The overhead with this business. And that's, you know, people talk about your auto ship. Oh, I got to run my. You know what? $100, $120 for your auto ship and your e-suite is nothing. I mean, I didn't have an overhead with my previous business. Well, I guess with my gun show business, I spent like $60,000 or $70,000 a year just on hotel and travel. And then I used to have a landscaping business prior to that, and it cost me $50,000 to get started. And then I'd spend, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 a month just on overhead between gas and everything else. So it was a while before I got my money back. But with this, like you said, it's $99, and then your auto ship is an investment in your business. That's your overhead.
Right.
And you can use those products to be a product of the product, or you can buy wraps, and you can actually earn income off of that overhead.
Right.
And to kind of segue into our next section that we're going to talk about, where Michael was kind of talking, saying, you know, if your wife is in this, your girlfriend, your spouse, or if you're just interested in this for yourself, there's a couple of things that you can do, and this is kind of more geared towards the spouses, you know, kind of going from that supportive role of just understanding that she's going to be working the business and you're going to help out at the house. You can do a lot more than that, and it's going to only accelerate how fast you can get to some of these ranks and earn some of these bonuses. So I'm going to switch over to screen share real quick and pull up this. Hold on.
It's up.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. I was trying to get back to the Hangout. All right. So this is an document that Matt and myself came up with last year when we really started getting into it ourselves and kind of realizing. And what's funny, too, is back when I first went to my first green carpet and when Matt first got into it, I think there was maybe 6 or 7 guys at the first green carpet. I mean, granted, it was only a couple hundred people.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of guys really pushing the business, and it's been cool to see the progression over time. And it's just a realization that if you have a heartbeat and skin, you can do this. But real quick, these are some of the activities that you as a guy can do above and beyond, you know, feeding the kids dinner and folding some laundry. Number one, recruiting, and that kind of goes hand in hand with blitzing. You can message all your friends on Facebook. Have you tried that crazy wrap thing? Or now with the energy, you can say, hey, you know, what kind of energy drinks do you use? Or would you like to get paid to drink your energy drinks? You know, there's a couple different things that you can do with that. Your Facebook inbox blitzing, that's what I just talked about. The same thing with your phone contact list. Go through your phones. At a lot of the green carpet events and the old boot camps that we had, Pam Souter would get up on stage and tell everybody to pull their phone out, and then we would spend 30 minutes, and they would walk around, and you know, you just sit there and message and message and message, and you would be amazed. It would take 30 seconds or a minute for somebody to raise their hand and say, oh, I got somebody interested that wants to set up a party. It's that easy. You know, post results on Facebook twice a day. I don't know if I would go with this, and this is, you could tell, pre-John Eric.
Yeah.
John Eric has definitely showed us another way to do this, and tomorrow we have that call with him, so definitely tune into that. So scratch that, but be posting on Facebook a couple times a day, whether it's your lifestyle, you're sharing your adventure, a before and after, or something. People will follow you. People you won't even realize are following you will send you a message and say, you know what, I've been following you for like 6 months on Facebook. I think I want to try that now. When your wife is charting, go sit next to her and start learning, you know, where it's smart to chart at, how charting is done, how it all works, the compensation plan. That way, when your wife is sitting there pulling her hair out, trying to figure out who to place where and who needs to build what, you can understand it and help take some of that load off of her. Use the products. Be a product of the product. In a second, I'll have each one of the guys kind of go through and talk about the products that they use. And then we've talked about this a little bit. Get a lanyard with your Blitz card on it. Wear it everywhere you go. Your It Works shirt. If you can't afford a shirt when you first start, Matt used to have a little pin on his lanyard when he'd be out the beach fishing all summer, and that little pin got him a lot of business. You know, have you tried that crazy wrap thing? Follow-ups. You can send emails to, you know, potential loyal customers and distributors, and absolutely attend any and all events. One team, one missions. There's no longer any boot camps, but your green carpets and your conferences, your local team meetings as well. Like, you know, Chase said, you know, what really got him in is when him and his lady came to the event that we had for the guys.
All the guys, she came with me.
Yep, she was the one girl there. But you know what? We didn't care. It's always a one team, one mission, and that's kind of what set it off for him. The next, once you get to that diamond and above rank, start hosting calls. You know, Chase and Brianna are starting to do a weekly meeting, and they're starting to build a following. They're getting more and more people there every week. Have a monthly hotel wrap extravaganza, depending on where you're at and how big your local team is or your local sidelines. Get together. Get 3 or 4 of the diamonds and aboves together and throw a big. We've had a couple hundred people in a conference room before, and we used to do that every month, and we still do. If you got enough guys in your area, start doing a local guys meetup or start attending ours. We're going to start doing these more often, and then we're going to try to get some guys meetups at a restaurant locally as well. And you could also, you know, have an accountability call every day with your, you know, people that come into the business. Check in with them, see how they're doing, see if there's anything that you can do to help them out, build their business, and last but not least, be awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to be awesome?
Right.
But you know, this file, if you're on our team and watching this, the I Am a 10 team, it is on the file section tab. It's the guys code document. Print it out, post it on your wall, read it every day. When you have somebody new join your business, give them a copy. I think I can go post it in the team free and 3. And then I believe it is in the team, Casey's team page as well, Chase.
Okay. Good.
And going back to what I talked about when I was going through this, be a product of the product. We'll start with Chase and Michael and Matt. What products do you use?
I like to use the actually this is one that I never heard anybody talk about, but the multivitamin.
Astro Rhythm?
No, the multivitamin. Yeah, that's a good one. No, but I like the way it makes me feel. It gives me like a mental sharpness. Kind of a weird thing to describe, but and then lately I've been taking the energy. I take the greens daily as well. Which when I started taking those, I was craving dessert like almost every day. I started taking that, and then when I did eat a dessert, it did not taste good. And then those are pretty much the ones that I take. And I take ThermoFit in the morning generally. So ThermoFit, greens, and multivitamin are my favorites.
Awesome.
In feedback. Are we good?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah.
A little bit of slap back there.
All right. I don't. That's freaking me out. Okay.
Is somebody else in one of your rooms watching this live?
Not here.
Not I.
Why don't Brian or Matt go real quick? I'll be right back. Hold on.
Brian, let's hear that green testimony.
All right.
Actually,
I think I'm still getting feedback, but I'll try to go real quick.
There we go.
I started off with the green. Oh, it's driving me crazy. All right, I guess we're not going to be able to figure out the mute. Sorry. I'm muting everybody but me. So bear with me, guys. All right. I started off with the greens. Once I started taking the greens, I was drinking probably like 2 or 3 44-ounce things of Dr. Pepper a day, plus 1 or 2 energy drinks just to kind of get through my day. Traveling on the road a lot, that was my typical diet. But after about a month on the greens, I noticed I really didn't stop and grab a Dr. Pepper or an energy drink. Just using the greens alone, and I think I started taking the New U a little bit after my 3rd month, but I was about 3 solid months of the greens and then just the greens and the New U for the next 3 months. Over 6 months, I ended up dropping about 40 pounds. And like Chase said, I just didn't crave the energy drinks anymore. I didn't crave the sugary drinks. I started taking the It's Vital then as well that Chase talked about. And what's amazing is it gives you the energy that and your vitamins and nutrients that your body needs and the natural sustained energy, so you don't have those sugary cravings anymore. Even still to this day, I'll never stop drinking Dr. Pepper, but if I do drink it, I'll drink like 1 glass a week or something like that, or every couple of days. It's nowhere near the intake I was before. And then, of course, I take the energy now and the ThermoFit with my 2 kids, Confianza, every once in a while. That's a necessity. And those are my main products. Definitely the greens every day, probably 2 or 3 or 4 servings. And then the energy and the ThermoFit. Give me a second. Let me unmute Michael. Can you unmute yourself? Hold on.
Hey, Brian, can you hear me? You can unmute yourself if you go to the top left and click on the mic.
Yeah, go to the top left and unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. So when I started out, I literally just started taking the core nutrition. I guess it's like I call it a superfood multivitamin, and that's all I was really taking. Angie was on the greens for quite a while as a little customer first, and then I started taking the core nutrition. Did start drinking the greens, not as often as she did, and then the ProFit. I, really like that. Working out, drinking the ProFit. It is truly one of the best protein powders I have found on the market. More importantly, it's not just a protein powder; it is a superfood. Also, I mean, it says it right on the packaging. It's truly a great system. Now I have like some of my cohorts here. I'm covered in ink. So the defining gel, I am not ashamed to admit I'm completely addicted to. So I tell you what, if I get out of the shower, I mean I've got tattoos on the chest and everything. If I don't have my defining gel, I freak out. Matter of fact, we did run out of it one time, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I was about to run down the street naked because I was mad I didn't have my defining gel. So I do live for the defining gel now, and then of course and Confianza. So I didn't even realize, I wasn't even thinking about that product, and then one day I was looking at the different products, and I said, oh, Confianza for stress, I need that. So I got it, and guys, testimony, I was at the gym one day, and my trainers will tell you that they're normally they're used to me coming in and, I don't know, murdering everybody. So something went wrong in the gym one day, and I've been taking Confianza for, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I guess I was handling things a little bit better. And I knew the product was working when one of my trainers walked up to me after some situation happened, and they said, Mike, you okay? And I went, yeah, I feel great. Why? And they were like, well, because you're acting kind of calm, like you handled things just right. And I went, what's up with that? So I didn't even put it together, but I went home that night and sat down and talked to Angie about it, and she was like, Confianza? And I was like, oh my God. So now I don't leave home without that either. I mean, I'm telling you, I take that pretty much daily. And then, of course, last thing is now the awesome energy drink. And, you know, believe it or not, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of tested the energy drink when we first got it. So I know I have about a 3 o'clock afternoon crash, and if I was drinking a Red Bull or something else to kind of get myself up and going, it just, you know, it, once again, would get me all amped up, but then I would crash pretty quickly. So I drank one of the energy drinks one day about 1 o'clock right after lunch, and we're at the gym, and in our office I have a little couch there, and Angie was in there, and she was kind of crashed out on the couch, and about 3 o'clock she woke up, and I was banging away doing something on the computer, and she looked at me and she said, how you feeling right now? And I sat back and I was like, I feel good. Like I don't feel sleepy. I don't feel like overly jittery or something like that, like some of these other drinks and products give you. So, and I've tested it several times. We drove back from a late team launch that we did in Asheville this past Sunday, and I only drank half of an energy drink because we were using some of the energy drink as a sample in the party. I drank the other half at 9:30 before we left and drove 4.5 hours back, and didn't have any other type of caffeine or anything, and it just kept me wide awake, even keel, till we got home. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I drank an energy drink at like 9 o'clock or 8:30, 9 o'clock the other night, and it was like 3:30 in the morning, and I'm like, why am I still awake? I'm sitting there, you know, doing some work on the iPad. I looked at the clock, I'm like, holy cow, it's 3:30? Yeah, it gave me that natural sustained energy a little too well. I was almost hoping for the crash at that point.
Right.
All right, and then last but not least, I'm going to mute you back. Oh, you got it, cool.
Hear me?
We have Matt.
All right. Great testimonial so far. Love it. I'm really a little bit surprised that a product called the Ultimate Body Applicator wasn't mentioned yet. None of us would actually be in this hangout right now if it wasn't for the wrap. Obviously our flagship product. The second wrap I ever tried, I had mind-blowing results, jaw-dropping results. And
Matt, time out real quick. Guys, wave if y'all can see Matt. I can't. Can y'all see him?
I can see him just fine.
Yeah, I can see him too.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Sorry, Matt.
no problem. Yeah, but the wrap is definitely our flagship. And to get that instant results and gratification, tightening, toning, firming, anywhere from your chin down to your toe, that's where it's at. But my second favorite product, I like it probably second best because you can use it every day and multiple times a day, is the greens. I like to take the orange greens and I like to mix them with the berry greens. And I sort of think it tastes like Hawaiian Punch when I mix them together. So we were in the business at a time where there wasn't any berry, it was only orange greens. So when the berry came out, it was really refreshing. And then adding the greens two of those a day to take along with detoxing from the inside out is really great. And so many products that I love. I even use the cleanser when I take a shower. Alicia has her bottles lined up, the exfoliating peel. I've used that before, but I use the cleanser right before I get out of the shower. It makes my face feel real, refreshed. Confianza. I take in the Ultra Thermal Fit before we go jogging. That seems to give us a little bit more energy. And then, of course, the energy drink. Alicia and I were never energy drink consumers. We never took Red Bull or Monster or any of those. And when it first came out, I thought, I don't think I'll really consume it. Maybe once in a while. But now we're out, and we pushed up our auto ship a couple days, 2 or 3 days, so we could get it quicker. So we're actually drinking the energy more than we thought we would. It's replaced. I've never been a big coffee person. Alicia has. We haven't had any coffee since January 1st. And this is more natural, not as acidic caffeine. So, and I even talked to Dr. Don at the Blacklight party, and he said that it's even safe for children and pregnant women if they only have one can. So,
if they consult their doctor first.
If they consult their doctor first, and I consulted my doctor by asking him. But yeah, other products that we use a lot, fat fighters. If we have some French fries or something bad like that. Really, the essential bars. That's one that people don't really talk about. Carla Burns helped formulate that. The essential bars are great. Mid-morning snack or mid-afternoon. Those are great. And, they taste. I think they're reformulated, and they taste even better than they did before. And the chocolate Profit, the vanilla Profit, I like to make a shake that's called the Wake Up Call. And what's in that shake is a scoop of vanilla or chocolate Profit, almond milk, a couple ice cubes, some frozen strawberries, frozen bananas, some organic peanut butter, and I put greens in it too. Blend it up, pour it. You're good to go until noon.
Awesome, man. And what that goes to show you, I mean, you just heard from 4 different guys. There's a lot of things that we all take. The greens, the It's Vital, ThermoFit, but there's a lot of stuff that each of us, Matt's got the essential bars, and there's a couple other things that each of us do, and there's something for everybody. Whether you're a guy or a girl, you're fit and into fitness competitions, or you've got some weight that you want to drop off. You want to get back into running shape and physically fit. There's something for everybody out there. With the ProFit, the ThermoFit, the energy that we have now, there's no excuses not to approach anybody and everybody with this opportunity and with our products. Any last things that y'all guys want to talk about? We're coming up to almost an hour here, so we can wrap it up real quick. Pun intended, wrap it up.
Yeah, Brian, we have 6 minutes left, so why don't we go around starting with Chase, and then Mike, and then myself. Blitzing.
I think I got for in person, Facebook. What do you want?
Yeah, just face to face.
All right, face to face. I prefer just keep it really simple. Just here's a coupon, and I do that to anybody that I interact with, anybody that I talk to. So that's the person at the grocery store. That's when I'm getting dinner. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. If you talk to me, I like to hand you one. And I wear a Blitz lanyard. And actually, how we made them is we just bought a lanyard and then a binder clip, hole punched it, and just put the binder clip through. That way you could hold more. And so that's what I like to do.
Wait, what was the question, Matt? Talking about blitzing? Complete. Hello?
Yeah, just whatever your blitzing tip, just one blitzing tip or 2 blitzing tips.
Okay. Well, Matt did a video recently about going out and blitzing deliberately, and I totally agree with that, and that is something that that we're starting to do. However, when we first were growing the business, what we teach our team, especially when you're working a full-time job and you're really, really busy. What you need to be doing is blitzing in your everyday life. So you don't have to make this complicated. Make sure you have the blitz cards with you. If you can wear the lanyard, wear it. If you can't because of your job, then don't. But when you go to I shouldn't say a drive-through because there's nothing good to eat at most of those places, but we do it sometimes. Taco Bell, they got the cantina menu. Always blitz what I call at opportunities. When you're in the checkout at the grocery store, hand someone the blitz card. And what I'll say real quick so we can finish up is I was at Burger's Bagels one day, and a girl was new there. I walked in, and she's new behind the counter, and so she said, "Can I help you?" And I walked up, and I said, "Sure." And I said briefly while she was making my bagel and everything, I said, "Are you new here?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Dream job, huh?" And she said, "Hardly," under her breath. And so I leaned forward because I didn't have much time, and I simply leaned forward and handed her a blitz card, and I said, "This is." And she handed me my bagel and looked at the blitz card and kind of gave that kind of look whatever. Then I went over and paid for it and left. So the point is, it is your calling card. So you need to blitz when you're out. It's just telling people who you are and what you do, and here's the opportunity, and here's our product. Maybe they just want the wrap, whatever. But it's real simple. Just as you go throughout your day, you simply hand them out. That's all. It's not hard.
Awesome. One of the things, y'all have kind of covered a lot of the basics that I normally, go over. And what a lot of people don't realize is some people prefer to go out with a handful of blitz cards and hand them out. And when they get to their last blitz card on their lanyard, they're like, "Well, what do I do? Like, I'm not going to blitz because this is my last one. It stays around my neck. I don't have any other things out there." So what you can do is you can go on, I don't know if y'all can see that, you can go on to the My At Work store site and go to the custom blitz cards. You can log in and fill out your information like you're going to order the custom printed blitz cards, and then you can save those pictures to your phone. I not only have the blitz cards, I have the male and female ones. I also have some of the business cards as well filled out with my information. So now when I go out, I typically don't have any blitz cards. I have my lanyard on me, and what that does is it enables me to always have a blitz card on me digitally, and then if I get into a conversation with somebody and I hand them the blitz card and show it to them, they're like, "Oh, well, can I have one?" "Well, sure. I just ran out of my last blitz card, but let me get your phone number real quick, and I'll text you one, or I'll send you one on Facebook." And what that does is it gives me a chance to get their contact information and allows me to follow up with them, so I'm not waiting and depending on them to contact me back. I can continue to follow up with them until they say, "Hey, stop calling me, or I'm going to call the cops." And then the same thing when if I do hand them a blitz card, and if they ask more than one question, most times, "What is this?" And then I'll tell them it's a natural botanical-based wrap that'll tighten, tone, and firm in about 45 minutes. Beyond that, I wait and let them ask a second question, and then I use that as a follow-up to try and get their contact information. "Well, hey, yeah, are you on Facebook? I can send you that information over real quick." Or if they're not on Facebook, which 90% of the people are, "Let me get your email address or your cell phone number, and I'll send you that information right over." And then I do that, and then again, I have their contact information. I can follow up with them a lot more efficiently than waiting for them to follow up. So those are my two really quick tips. Matt?
Yeah, those are definitely good tips. I'm glad you brought up the, I don't know if you can see it, but the phone blitz card. That's great to have. My favorite two blitz tips came from Mike Patillo and Pam Souter, and the first one was, "What do you say after you blitz somebody?" Nothing. You say nothing. You let them. First of all, if you're talking while they're reading a blitz card, you're distracting them. So let them respond. The first one who speaks loses technically. So, and the other thing that Mike Patillo said was, don't say anything that's not on the card. Keep it simple. Don't go into, "Oh, it has the ref has horse chestnut, and you put it on with cling wrap, and you can get a party, and if you have 4 of your friends, and we have other products, and we have the greens, you don't even." Keep it simple. Yeah. People are not going to retain that information. They're barely going to be able to retain what's on the Blitz card itself. So after that, I say, yeah, my wife can host a party at our home or your home or a friend's home. Are you on Facebook? I always go for Facebook before the phone number because most people on Facebook or on social media, they want you to know who they are. So that's my final tip. One last thing before we call it a night. Get out to all the rest of your team, not only guys, but all of your team. And tune in to the power call tomorrow night featuring Chief Adventure Officer John Eric Moseler. You're going to want to hear this call. Bring your notebook, right, Brian?
Yes, bring your notebook. You are going to want to take notes. There's over 1,300 people going to the call. Our call only holds about 1,000 people, so make sure you get your spot. First come, first serve is how we're going to have to do this one. Unfortunately, the 1,000 it maxes out at, so make sure you get on. You do not want to miss this call.
Great. All right.
We'll have a little feedback at the end. Everybody wants to unmute themselves.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys, for coming on. And go out with a boom. All right. 1, 2, 3. Bring it. Thanks, guys. You have a good night.
All right, man. Have a good one.